Good evening. How are you guys doing? How are all my good Judies in the house doing tonight? I am on my way to go meet my good Judy. I call up all my friends on the phone. I'm like, what's up, good Judy? No, I never do that. I don't, not at all. I don't actually, to my friends, call them my good Judy at all. I think it's funny. It's actually an old gay lingo thing that is kind of coming out again because of like RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff. I can't remember who said it on there, but anyway, maybe Alyssa Edwards. But I am going to the casino to meet my good Judy, Valerie. Hey, Valerie. Hey, my good Judy. And I am so happy because I've been sitting around the house bored off my ass. My husband stayed out a lot later last night than he thought he would. And he had to work really early this morning. And he was running around today doing a bunch of stuff. And so now he is absolutely exhausted. He fell asleep at about 8 o'clock. And it is now 12:55. And he is not getting up again for the night. Which means I have to be quiet in the house. So I'm like, I have got to get out of this house. I'm so bored. And so I texted Valerie and I said, do you want to meet me at the casino? And she said, I was thinking about going tomorrow night. And I said, well, I have to be up early on Monday, so you want to go tonight? And then she said, yeah, why not? I'm using the Pat McGrath. And here's what it looks like if nobody's ever seen it. This that I was talking about. Oh. Here's the Pat McGrath Chap lip balm. It has little lips on it. See, I love it. But she said, sure, I would love to. And I said, why? And she said, because you're my good Judy. No. So I went to the gas station and got gas. Somebody asked me the other day, how much money do you spend on gas a week? I don't know how much I spend on gas a week. A lot. But it's not really so much from the vlog. Like, I just drive around a lot in general, you know? I'm constantly going places and doing errands and whatever. So, I mean, yeah, sure, the vlog adds to that, but it's not just because of the vlog. Which, speaking of the vlog, do it for the vlog. I don't know how long tonight's vlog is going to be because I'm going to film on the way up to the casino, and then if I'm not too exhausted on the way home, I'll film a little bit too. So it'll be definitely a lot shorter tonight than usual. Which, for those of you that need to catch up, you can catch up because it'll be a shorter vlog. But anyway, and then tomorrow I'm going to brunch with my husband, and we were going to do a Q&A last week, and we didn't end up doing it. So I think I'm going to see if he'll do it tomorrow, the Q&A, and I just added some more questions. More! This one time, my ex and I and our friend, we were all of us at the time, heavy, very heavy. We went to this restaurant in Indianapolis. It's closed down now. It's now called Twin Peaks. It's kind of like a Hooters. But back then it was called Loon Lake Lodge. And we went in there, and so I said to the waitress, people think there's not fat discrimination, let me just tell you. And I had like gotten a cheeseburger, and it had this really little piece of cheese on it. And I was like, was it cheese or was it bacon? Now I don't remember. Oh, I know. It was like a bacon cheeseburger, and I got like one little piece of bacon on it. And when she came back, I said, hey, I said, I'm sorry to bother you, but I said, would you mind if I could get like another piece of bacon for this cheeseburger? And she was like, more bacon? And she just looked at me like I was the fattest thing on the face of the earth. And I go, yeah, more bacon. Anyway. So, we're going to the casino. That's what we're doing. But anyway, I love that lip balm. And then tomorrow is brunch, and then filming the Q&A maybe. And I've been putting up a lot of reviews on my review channel. You guys like those over there? And then more bacon. God, I miss bacon. I wanted to get some of that Morningstar bacon, but I don't know if I think it tastes good or not. So anyway, then, I mean, it's probably not crispy, you think? It doesn't look very crispy. And then, tomorrow night I'm going to work out because I haven't worked out in like 3 or 4 days. And I was going to today, and my stomach kind of hurt earlier, and I just didn't feel like it. So I'm going to work out tomorrow night, and then Monday I have to get up because I have to be up by like, 9:30, 10, so I can get ready to go to my personal training appointment on Monday. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And that's about the size of it. My mom used to always say that. She'd say, that's about the size of it. It's kind of cold in here. It's like I put the heat on and it gets too warm, and then I turn it off and it gets too cold. So, I got the nicest Thanksgiving Day card in the mail today from one of you out there. And because it was such a personal message in there, I don't really want to say who it was from. But I do want to share a story. So, in there, this person who I know has been like a long time watcher of like all of my channels has sent me things before, always comments on my videos, and she knows who she is. Expressed that she was really struggling because she was thinking about putting her mother in an assisted living program, like a retirement home. And I joke on here a lot, and that she didn't know what to do. And I joke on here a lot about like driving around and looking at retirement homes and things like that. But the reality is, when it comes right down to it, I mean, I'm 46, so I can joke about that. But if I was 70 or something, I don't know how I would feel about being taken from my home and being in a place like that, you know what I mean? And only having so much freedom and all that kind of stuff. And it's weird for me because, like, my mom died when she was 64, so she was much younger than that, a decision ever having to be made. And my dad is 78, but, like, still extremely active, So, like, it was interesting because I was, like, in the store the other day, and I called my dad about this, and it was when I was leaving the grocery store, because I was helping this couple, and she didn't, like, it was in the self-checkout lane, and it reminded me so much of my dad. Well, not this part, but, like, because my dad, when I was a little kid, he would always, like, be helping people, in the lines and stuff like that. So but anyway, so the husband was, like, in one of those motorized wheelchairs, and the wife was, she couldn't scan the tomato, and like the guy that was working in that section was real busy, so I helped her like scan the tomato and figure out how to do it and stuff, and I was joking with her, and I said, remember the days when they actually had human beings running these things and stuff? So anyway, we were laughing, but I mean, they were probably my dad's age, but like the way that I like perceived them was to be like so elderly, if that makes sense, like late 80s, when in reality they were probably exactly my dad's age, and it's weird to me, like my dad is just so active and very lucid mind, and still can have conversations about anything. So I don't think of that like my dad being in that situation where I have to think about putting him in some kind of retirement home or anything like that, But I have a friend of mine who, over time, like that decision looked like what it was going to be for his mom, and she was really, really, really resistant to it. And she was real good friends with my aunt. We were real good friends, like all of our families were friends. So she and my aunt were very close friends, and I think she was like 3 or 4 years younger than my aunt. So if my aunt would have been, she's like a year younger than my dad, so she would have been, this woman would be like 72, 73, and likes to drink a little bit and have her freedoms, and she had a condo in Florida and a lake house here in Indiana and stuff. And that was part of like what she said was, I don't want to like get rid of these things that are important to me. I don't want to be in this place. So anyway, my friend called me the other day, and I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he goes, I just had to call and check in and tell you some like great things that have been going on with me. And I go, okay. I go, well, what's going on? And he was like, oh my God. He was like, your aunt would have been so happy for my mom. And I said, well, what happened? And he's like, So we went around and we looked at some different, you know, retirement homes. And he works and he's gone a lot. So, like, he'll be gone for, like, a month at a time for work. And, like, his mom's here. And she just stays at the lake house, or she's at the condo in Florida. And has medical needs. And so they would have, like, people, like, nursing staff come in and help her out and whatever. And so, and he was always worried about her. Well, and so, especially because she was, like, lonely a lot, she would drink more and stuff, you know? And so that would make him even worry more. So he said, we went around, we looked at a bunch of retirement homes, and we settled on this one, and it's a very nice one in Indianapolis. And he's like, and so Mom moved in there, you know, like a month ago. And I said, are you kidding me? And he goes, no. And I go, she willingly went. And he goes, yeah, she was excited about it. He goes, we had some friends that were there. He was like, you know, there's friends of my mom's and Kathy's that are already there that have been living there. And I said, oh my God, I'm so happy for you, and blah, 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 whatever. He said, Peter, he goes, I was there the other day, and he said, I was visiting with her, and he said, it was like dinner time, and she goes, okay, you're gonna have to leave now. And he goes, what? And she goes, well, I have dinner with my friends. So every night we have a dinner date, you know, with my friends. So you have to leave now because you can't stay for dinner. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, my mom's eating 3 squares a day. He goes, they have a bar there and everything. And he goes, she never drinks. I go, are you kidding me? He goes, no, she never drinks. She never drinks anymore because she doesn't need to. She loves the place, and she's participating in all the activities and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it's just about having, you know, like the conversation. And I wanted to share that because I think it's about having a conversation, you know, with your parent, and at least even giving that an option. And she can leave. She can go to the lake house and whatever. And they actually ended up getting rid of the condo in Florida. But he was so excited for her and so happy, and she loves it there. And I know that's not always the case. I know there's probably, you know, the complete opposite is true in some scenarios. But, you know, like one of the things, like, for my mom was, you know, I was looking at, because of her health problems, if she had gone to live in an assisted living program, you know, they told us that my mother would have been on a feeding tube for the rest of her life. She would have been on oxygen. She probably wouldn't have walked, and she would have been blind as a result of, like, the medical complications and having been on, you know, she'd been on dialysis for, like, 2 months straight while she was in a coma and all this other stuff. And, so she would have been in, because I couldn't have afforded it, she would have been in a state-run assisted living program, state hospital, and there wouldn't have been, like, passes to leave and things like that, and she basically would have been in a hospital room, and, you know, I don't know that she would have even been aware of where she was. And I think to some degree, you know, like, that's a completely different scenario, you know. But to put somebody in an environment, or for them to allow them to make, and I think it's about allowing them to make the choice, you know, that to be there can sometimes, you know, lengthen their lifespan, and because they're happier and they're meeting people, you know. I think retirement homes and assisted living programs have a really negative attitude in our country, but I think there's a lot of really nice ones and a lot of good ones. You know, I think there's a lot of horrible ones too, I'm sure. But I know that elderly abuse is something that we don't talk about as much as we probably should. But I mean, I've heard a lot of that in association with, like, in-home healthcare and things like that, but we need to be talking more about that, I think. But I just wanted to share that story because I know that it's a difficult story, but for my friend, it was a really good outcome. And I thought, well, sharing that story maybe helps somebody out there, you know, and she loves being there, and he's so much happier. And he's like, now I can go travel and I don't have to worry about my mom. And he's like, and I was like, well, what happens if there's, like, a medical concern? He goes, Peter, he goes, she has, like, her own apartment, 2-bedroom apartment. He goes, that literally looks like any other apartment. It's so nice, and it's got, like, granite countertops and stuff. It's real upscale. And he said, and she just walks out of her door, and she's literally, like, right next to a nurse's station. So if anything that she needs, she's right there, you know. So I'm really happy for them. There's, like, this house way back here in the woods. It's, like, all decorated for Christmas. It's so pretty. Alex, like, when he got home from work today, he basically stayed in bed and watched TV all day long. I said to him, I said, I just need to film a video really quick. I said, and then you can watch TV down here. And he goes, I'd rather watch TV in bed anyway. I said, okay. And then like a half an hour later, when I was done filming the video, I came upstairs, and this was at like 6 o'clock, and he had the computer closed, and he was asleep. I said, are you asleep? And he goes, yeah. And then he woke up for like 40 minutes, and he ate something, and then he went back to bed. That's when he went to bed for the night. And I've basically just been sitting around. I laid down for a little bit, but I couldn't really sleep. The dogs were laying with me, and it was cozy, but I was like, I'm not in for the night. It's Saturday night. I can't do this. I got to do something. I had a good day today. I went to the mall, and I bought some of that Creed cologne that I love. It about killed me to buy it because it's so expensive. But I've really been watching my money closely lately. So I was like, okay, I'm going to allow myself to get this. And then I got this Benefit hydrating sleeping mask. So I'm excited about trying that. And then I did a haul, a Sephora haul. And it was fun. It was fun to go shopping and, you know, do a little bit of that today. And go around places and look at stuff. You know, it's interesting, like, going into, like, Ulta, and, like, Ulta today, like, I don't usually love Ulta, but when I was in Sephora today, it's weird. I have such different experiences each time I go to these places. Like, usually when I go to Sephora, they're very, very nice. Today, I wouldn't say that they weren't nice. I just would say that they were, not interested in helping a whole lot. This one woman was, but I kind of had to, like, you know, they were kind of just doing a lot of standing around and talking kind of thing. But, I mean, you know, like, whatever. It was so busy in Sephora. But then I went across the street to Ulta, and they were, like, just as busy, if not busier. And the people were so friendly in there. This woman, Tiffany, really helped me out. She was awesome. And she knew everything about everything that I asked. And what was interesting about Ulta that I noticed, that I hadn't noticed before, was that it seemed like they carried a lot more of, like, the makeup palettes and things, or I don't know. Somebody commented on my video, because I did a haul and a giveaway on my main channel, and somebody commented that Sephora at the mall is really small, and honestly, like, Ulta's like twice as big, so maybe that's why. But, like, a lot of the things, and I don't know, does Sephora not carry Morphe products? Because it seemed like they had a lot of the Morphe palettes at Ulta, and like the Kylie palettes and the Kylie lip treatments and stuff like that. But when I was walking around Ulta, like, I literally, and I don't even wear makeup, you know that, although I'm thinking about getting some concealer for my eyes and stuff so I can start looking pretty too. I need to figure out which one to buy. John McClane actually did this whole, like, makeup tutorial that was for men, and it's like, it's just to freshen your face or to freshen your look when you go out, and it's this amazing tutorial. I could not believe the way that this guy looked. I mean, it was basically just like concealer and like it was unreal, a little under eye cream and some stuff. And so I'm thinking about going back and watching that, and then, like, buying those products, and, like, even maybe, like, doing a tutorial on my main channel, because I've never done that. I think that would be fun. And then, because I'd like to know, you know, which one of those products to wear. I don't know, maybe it'd start making me feel a little better about myself. I was filming my review channel today, and I was like, my God, the circles underneath my eyes, bags under my eyes. But, what was I gonna say? No, I don't even remember. How do you forget what you were talking about? Oh, but I was in the Ulta. There are so many products in there that, like, have nothing to do basically with makeup that I would love to buy. Like, the whole Body Shop's part. There's so many face masks, lip scrubs. I mean, so many things that I could just blow my money on in there. It's all so expensive. No wonder the beauty industry is, you know, billions of dollar industry. It's just, oh. rest of that. Yeah, that was it. I felt like I went and did something after that. Oh, I went to the post office and I got that card. So thank you very much for the Thanksgiving card. You know who you are. You know who you are. And now I'm driving to Anderson to Hoosier Park. Maybe I'll win a little bit of something tonight. A little something, something. I'm really craving a Diet Coke. You know what's interesting is I haven't had a Diet Coke. Like, I've been getting water. Well, Friday I got a vanilla root beer at White Castle, but like to go with Tanya to get a fountain Coke, I haven't done that. It seems like in a while without getting water. Are you guys ready? It's officially the holiday season. Thanksgiving's over. I'm gonna put my Christmas tree up this week. It's the holiday season. And oh, dun, 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 I don't know the words. And but I hear that song on the radio all the time because my Sirius radio is forever tuned to channel 70, which right now is the holiday station. Who is it? That couple, they're married. Gwen Stefani and is it Blake Shelton? I can't think of who her husband is, but anyway, they have a Christmas song out. Is it new? I hated this song when I first heard it. They play it at least once an hour on Sirius Radio. Has this ever happened to you? It's like this new Christmas song. Like, I mean, it's not like they redid an old one. And I hated when this Christmas song, when I first heard it this year, I was like, what is this? This is so corny. I can't stand this. And now, like, I'm completely obsessed with it. Can I just tell you that, like, so whenever I'm filming on my vlog camera, there's always like a box. Well, on my old Sony, it used to be around my head. And now it just is like around my mouth, and so it constantly moves. It makes me nervous just to look at it. Right now it's like around like this, but now it goes back and forth. Y'all know that Blake Shelton, what's her name? I can't think of what her name is. I just said it, Gwen Stefani. I really kind of like the older Christmas music, like the Ella Fitzgerald, and you know, I can't think of anybody else now, but you know what I'm talking about. I really like the 30s and 40s bands when they played on there, like the Guy Lombardi and stuff. I love that. It'd be so fun back in the day, wouldn't it, to be like living in New York City or go to New York City for a weekend and get all dressed up and, you know, go to one of those little bars, those like Desi, you know, like those Desi Arnaz bars where there was like a round circle and the band would be like in the middle, you know, it'd be like half the circle and then the band would be like on the floor and they'd do a little show and they'd come out and like all the tables were around little cocktail tables. You know what I'm talking about? Like back in the day, like in White Christmas and like the Lucille Ball show. What was the I Love Lucy? But you remember that Desi Arnaz? He had like that little show and he did all that. See, I think that would be so fun. We left at the same time. I wonder if she beat me here. She lives like 10 minutes from me. I stopped. I sprayed a little bit of my new cologne on before I left tonight, and I smell so good. And I was thinking about this tonight. I did spend a lot of money on it, right? But here's the thing, is that I didn't get more Chanel Blue. And I was going to go in there because I thought that it would be a certain price, which was more than that. And so I didn't end up getting the Chanel Blue, partly because I'm not out of it yet, but I'm close enough out of it that I need some. And I didn't get it because I was like, I'm not spending this money, like this much money on both. And then I was like, tonight, as I was putting all my stuff away from filming the video, I realized, I even said this in the video, that if you spent over a certain amount of money, you got a $50 gift card. So I got a $50 gift card that I can buy my Chanel Blue with, and then it'll only be, because I think Chanel Blue is like $95. So basically, if I had bought the Chanel Blue anyway, I did get this cologne for the same amount of money. as I would have spent, you know, before. So now I feel a little bit better about it. And the last time that I got the Creed, I mean, I've made it last, I don't know when I bought that, but it seems like it was around the time of Miami. I've made it last like 8 or 9 months. Seriously, it seems like it's been, wasn't it then? Or was it my birthday? I can't remember. But it seems like it's been a really long time. I mean, I made that stuff last forever. And it is so strong. You literally like only need, it was interesting because in the video today, I like squirted like 4 times. And Alex, because he loves it, he thinks it's so sexy. And he's now like associates that smell with me, of course, because you know. But when I went upstairs, he's like, I could smell that you sprayed that cologne all the way up here. And it's so strong. You literally need only like 1 or 2 squirts and you're done. Like, you're fine. Oh. Now, how many of you out there have all your Christmas shopping done? I love when people are like, oh, I have all my Christmas shopping done for Christmas, and it's not even December 1st. I don't really have that many people to buy for this year. When we went over to Caroline and Mike's for Thanksgiving, Caroline gave us our Christmas presents from last year. She was like, I never gave you your Christmas presents from last year. And I was like, well, I didn't remember that we were doing Christmas presents last year because we weren't getting together. And she was like, yeah. She was like, well, I forgot to give them to you. So they got me a trucker hat, like an American Pickers trucker hat from They got it at the store in Nashville, Tennessee. When they went there. It's very cool and it fits perfectly. And then they got Alex, which I've said I wanted one of these things forever on my videos, and I guess maybe I don't really know what it is. It says like essential oils. What are those? A diffuser? Caroline got him a diffuser, and Alex was like, oh my God, Caroline, I love this. And he was like, you got us a diffuser a couple years ago, I think. And she's like, did I? She's like, I feel really bad if I got you the same thing. He's like, oh no, I love it. And I was like, we have a diffuser? And he goes, yeah, that thing at home that I put the oil in. I go, that's a diffuser? I felt like such an idiot. And he goes, yeah, we have like 2 of them at home. We don't even use the other one. It's in a box. And I go, we have a diffuser, and I've wanted one so bad. They're so expensive to get, though. Like, I mean, you can get cheaper versions of them. The one that Caroline bought us is really a nice one. I'm just kind of dumb about stuff like that. The casino is packed tonight. Like, packed. I mean, it's 21, it's 1:21. I didn't think it would be this packed this late at night. On a Saturday night, though, maybe? I don't know. I mean, it is really packed. Which is fine, but there's only like 4 machines that we like to play. So if those 4 machines are taken, we're shit out of luck. She's here. Oh my God, I think she's in her car right now. Valerie! Valerie! I'm vlogging. Oh, there's a parking spot right here. We got here at the same time. Do you see how many people there are here? There's a lot of people. Okay, so I'm gonna get off here now. And she's waiting for me. So I'm gonna get off here now and I will vlog when I get back. Bye. Hello. Okay, I'm leaving the casino, and it is 4:21, and Valerie is staying. She is still there. She's doing a little bit better than I did. I lost my ass tonight. Lost my ass. But we had a fun time, so. This woman on the end literally hit like bonuses. I mean to tell you, like probably every 2 or 3 minutes. She got up to like $1,200 twice and went through it twice. And she was like hitting the machine really hard. I had to like move. I told Valerie, I said, I cannot sit. It's making me nervous. She's like hitting this machine. She's like, come on, come on. I was like, okay. If I got up to $1,200, I would leave. True story, okay? I don't ever bring that much, and I never get up that high, so. I've had a couple progressives in my life, but not anytime Well, I did hit a progressive not too long ago with Valerie. That's not true. And it was actually on a machine that I never play. It wasn't packed. I mean, I thought it would be packed when I got in there because of all the cars, but it really wasn't. It didn't seem that busy. But sometimes the front of the casino is busier than the back of the casino where we were. So we always play the same machines. There's like 4 in a row, and they're these lightning strike machines that have bonuses on them. Anyway, so that was the night, and now I'm going home. They usually are playing Christmas music in there, like by this point, but they're not. And I like when they play Christmas music in the casino. I don't know why. Because you guys know I love Christmas music, is why. I feel like there's this like real attitude to be negative about the holidays. Do you guys know what I mean at all? Like with Christmas movies, and there's actually a new Christmas movie on Netflix that I saw. I saw it like on my, it like was at the top of my Netflix when I was looking at it, and but like my husband's never really loved like Christmas music, or I mean he likes Christmas, but I mean he doesn't want to like, you know, sing or sit around and stare at the Christmas tree or anything like that. Like, that's not something that he loves or enjoys. But like nobody really in my life is like big on Christmas and, you know, wanting to listen to the music and wanting to celebrate, you know, we'll celebrate, sure, but not like a month in advance like me. I always get so excited about the holidays. My hat is always, I notice in videos, like a little crooked like that, or then it's not comfortable. This Perkins up here is supposed to be open 24 hours, and I love Perkins. And I was thinking of that because that IHOP is open right now. A bunch of people in there. I always think it'd be kind of fun to stop in there and get like an omelet or something. But when I leave the casino, I just want to go home. So that's why I pull through this White Castle usually, but I'm not pulling through there tonight. Nope. I'm gonna be good. And then I listen to my audiobook and eat my cheeseburgers as I drive home. Well, my Impossible sliders. Do you guys like celebrating the holidays? My mom did. She really got into it, into decorating and listening to the Christmas music. Maybe I get it from my mom, I don't know. My dad's always kind of been like very cynical about the Christmas holidays. I mean, he likes Christmas, but I mean, like, if he was by himself, he probably would just, like, you know, read a book and watch a movie and be completely fine hanging out, like, you know, with the dog doing that, like, not... I mean, if he never had to do anything on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I think my dad would be completely fine. Do you know what I mean? He's not negative about it. He's not like a Scrooge. He just is very much like, I mean, it's just, you know. But I think also that has a lot to do with that. The majority of my life, my dad had to work on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. You know, he was always on call. And so at some point he would probably have to go out and, you know, go to the emergency room or whatever. I'm like wide awake. I hope I can fall asleep when I go home. I had 2 little Diet Cokes. Like the cups are so small in the casino. And I had 2 little Diet Cokes while I was in there, but they were very delicious. They were foamy though. Like at first, like there was like too much carbonation or something in them. I hate that. My mom back and I, when I was a little kid, we would always make Christmas cookies. And, you know, she would burn them. And they always looked horrible, but we would have fun making Christmas cookies. And we would never do like, you know, like the roll, like where you just buy the roll. And like, we would actually make the Christmas cookies. Like, you know, sugar and flour and, you know, you mix it up and you make like sugar cookies. Like we would make them like from homemade. And then put the sprinkles on them and ice them and stuff like that. I mean, they always looked hideous, but but it was fun. You know, we would watch like a Christmas movie while we were doing it, and I love watching Christmas movies. Christmas movies, I think part of why I love Christmas movies is that they're kind of magical. You know, there's something magical about Christmas movies. Now, when I was a kid, I loved Miracle on 34th Street, the original with Natalie Wood. I love that part when, if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. When they carry all the mail in to the courtroom. I love that part. And I also love the part, I mean, I so believed in Santa Claus when I was really little. And I think maybe because of how I found out, you know, from like my mom, and like the night that she put the car in the ditch, I think like I always wanted to kind of believe that there was something out there, you know. And the part at the end when the cane, they go to look at that house. There it is, Mommy, there it is. And that house that she wanted, when they go inside and Kris Kringle's cane is next to the fireplace. And the guy that she's like not really dating, but kind of dating, or it's gonna, you know, he's like, maybe not. Or does she say it, the mom? I can't remember. That's such a fantastic movie. I need to watch the original again this year. It's so good. If you've never seen the original Miracle on 34th Street, you've got to see it. It's so good. And what were some of my other favorites when I was a kid? Well, always The Christmas Carol. I love the story of The Christmas Carol, you know. Of Christmas Hope. It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. I was talking about that the other night. I love that one ever since I saw it. You know, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all the claymation ones, you know, Frosty the Snowman. Oh my God, did you ever see the movie with the mice? And it was called The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas and all through the house. You know, and Christmas bells are chiming. Christmas, dun, 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 dun. I loved that one. And I love the one with Jacqueline Smith. Actually, you know what? I called that something on here the other day, and then somebody commented on my vlog and said my favorite was called The Night They Saved Christmas, and that's what it's called. It's called The Night They Saved Christmas. That was it, and I loved that one. I don't know. The Season of Miracles is one of my favorite. It was a Hallmark movie. Smoky Mountain Christmas with Dolly Parton. Somebody the other day, like, I said something about it in my review channel, and somebody commented on it and was like, I can't believe you've actually seen that movie. I love that movie. I think I may own it somewhere in the basement. Well, I gave a bunch of my Christmas movies away to a friend of mine and never got them back. I think I told that story on here one time. But, and I actually looked up Amazon to see if Smoky Mountain Christmas was on there on DVD, and it's not. But they usually play it every year. They usually play it on country music television. So I always, like, you know, DVR it and then watch it. It's why, like, I, you know, don't typically buy movies anymore. Like, I did that with Hocus Pocus this year for Halloween, too. Like, I had it on our DVR, like, all Halloween season, and then I would watch it whenever I wanted, you know. And then, but I didn't have to buy it, you know what I mean? Do you know what movie I've been wanting to see for a while that I haven't seen in forever? Is the Muppet movie, like the very original one. I loved that movie so much when I was a kid. I was kind of like mildly obsessed with the Muppets when I was a kid. I had this Miss Piggy that had like a pink silk dress on, satin dress, and she had actual hair and everything. And then I had a Kermit the Frog and a Fozzie Bear, and I loved the Muppets when I was growing up as a kid. And I used to watch the show on TV, if you guys remember. And I loved Janice that had the long hair that she swung back and forth. It was like, for sure. I loved her. I love the Muppets Christmas Carol too. And one of my favorite Christmas albums of life is John Denver and the Muppets. I think like my mom and my aunt like made Christmas such a big deal when we were growing up that maybe to me like Christmas is still like I still try to make it into this like really special thing. But I remember when I was growing up, like, you know, I would get so excited for Christmas, and I loved Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was my favorite day of the year, and it just seemed like so much magic could happen on Christmas Eve, you know? And then, like, Christmas Day, and, like, after we would, like, you know, have, like, the Christmas Day, you know, brunch with our family, and, you know, we would open the presents in the morning and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how you do it at your families, but, like, at our families, we would, like, open one present the night before, and it would always be pajamas. And then the next day, like, Santa would come and we would open all the presents. And, you know, put the cookies and milk out for Santa and all that stuff. But then we would get together with our family, and then, like, my aunt and uncle and Caroline and stuff, and we would open presents with them. And then it would be like, you know, would we do that before dinner? Or I think we did. I can't remember. But then, like, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you know, we would go home, and it seemed so anticlimactic. It just seemed like, I don't know, everything about that I was looking forward to is over. And, you know, as a kid, you don't really care about New Year's. I think as an adult, we look forward to New Year's, so, you know, it's like we get excited about that. But as a kid, you don't care about New Year's, you know? So it's just like, all of this dreamy magic is over. And, I think in a way, it kind of sets us up for, like, unreal expectations about the world, so to speak. You know, it's like vacations, you know, are going to be, like, a certain way, or, you know, a first date is going to be a certain way, or an anniversary or Valentine's Day. And then if it falls short of that, you know, then we feel let down, I think, or at least I have in my life. And now I try to go into things with having no expectations, because then I'm surprised, you know, if it's like, which I think is kind of sad. It's kind of like having like this, like, you know, like I said with my dad, like this cynical attitude towards the world. Oh, it's just another, you know, whatever. But, like, I don't know, like going on a trip, sometimes for Alex and I, the most exciting part is planning it and getting excited about it and getting up early to go to the airport and all that. Like, sometimes that's the best part, you know? Like, when I was on vacation, like, I wouldn't want to leave. And I still feel that to some degree, like, when I'm on vacation, but typically, I'm, like, ready to come home to my dogs. I mean, I'm kind of a homebody, as you know. So, you know, like, I'm not the person that doesn't want to come home and, you know, doesn't want to be, like, in my, I mean, I love being on vacation, don't get me wrong, but we typically take long vacations, like, a week to 10 days, and so, like, I mean, last year in Miami, I think we were gone 9 nights, I was ready to come home to my dogs, like, I missed my dogs, and we had a great time. I mean, I enjoyed the whole trip, but at the end of it, I was really ready to come home. Tanya's the same way. Like, she'd rather take several shorter trips throughout the year than, like, you know, 1 or 2 long trips, because she doesn't like to be gone that long. Plus, she's so, you know, involved in the kennel that it's hard for her to be gone for long periods of time. Especially with PP's health now. Like, Alex really wants to go to Thailand, and I'm like, you know, I think that's a trip we probably need to put off for a couple years. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I just don't want to be gone for 2 weeks from PP. Like, if something medically happened to him, I'm just not okay with being gone that long. And Alex is like, yeah, I agree. And I mean, we really want to go, but it just scares me, you know, to be gone and then have something happen to the little guy while I'm gone. also the person that, like, if we were on a trip and something happened, like, to PB or Brewer Tucker, like, I would fly home. Like, I would not, like, stay on my trip. So if you're in Florida, I mean, you're talking about you're 2 hours away, you know what I mean? But if you're in Thailand, I mean, you can't just hop on a plane and fly home. I mean, you could, but it'd be, like, so expensive, and you'd still be, like, a day or two away, you know? Are you guys like that with your dogs and stuff? I mean, I guess kids are the same way. When you get away from your kids too long. When we were, like, in Vegas, and we, like, every day, we met this couple, and they were from Long Island, and they were probably, like, my age. I think they were exactly my age. I think it was either his birthday or her birthday. I can't remember. Go back and watch those vlogs. But anyway, they were the nicest couple, and, you know, they would save us chairs and stuff when we were laying out, and we were talking to them, and I said something about, like, I was joking, and I said, it must be nice to get away from your kids for a couple days or whatever. She's like, yeah, but, like, she's like, I mean, I love my kids so much. She's like, you know, that after 2 or 3 days, I start to miss them, you know. She's like, I don't like to be gone that long from my kids. And, she's like, you know, my kids are my life, and, you know, it's interesting, like, when Tanya, like, when Nick was younger, I don't remember her ever traveling unless Nick went with them. Like, they didn't travel, like, her and Eric very often. I mean, I can't even remember. I mean, obviously, I can't remember 22 years of trips, but I can't remember, like, times that, like, he stayed with somebody while they went on vacation. Well, that's not true, because when my mom passed away, she and Eric were in Florida, and Nick was here, because our friends stayed with them. I do remember that. Because like, my friends made a really nice dinner for me at Tanya's house. Like, the next night after my mom passed away, and I came over there, and they were, like, watching Nick, like, house sitting for Tanya, babysitting for her. But I think she was, like, in Florida for, like, I don't know, like, she hadn't taken a vacation in forever, because she called me and she was like, do you want me to come home? And I was like, no, I don't want you to come home. You know, you can be here for me afterwards. Like, I don't need you to come home just for the funeral and stuff. And, so I think, like, that, I mean, she must not have traveled a lot back then. But they took a lot of family trips growing up, too. They went to Tennessee quite a bit. They go to Lake Norris a lot. And we used to go to Lake Norris a lot, too. There was a group of us that were all sober together, and we all hung out and went to meetings and stuff. And every summer, we would rent a cabin, like this beautiful cabin in Lake Norris, Tennessee. And then one of our friends had a boat that he kept in Fort Myers, but, like, you know, during most of the year, like, you know, he would have it. And so he would take the boat and put it down there and dock it at this cabin. The cabin had, like, this long dock and stuff. And so we would go out on the boat. It was so much fun. Alex went down there one year with us. And I remember this one year, I'm going to take this hat off, my hat's bugging me. This one year, there was, like, this cliff that everybody, like, jumps off of, and so they're all like, let's go to the cliff and jump off and stuff, and I'm, like, real scared of that stuff, and I'm like, I'm not a big risk taker when it comes to things like that, and I was like, okay, I'll do it, you know, whatever. And so here's the thing that's weird, like, now I've talked on here, I haven't talked about this lately, but I'm, like, terrified of sharks. Y'all know that, right? Like, I'm absolutely terrified of sharks, and it's all, like, mostly mental. So, yes, I know that there are no sharks in the lake in Tennessee. I'm not stupid. I know that, okay? But I will not swim in water that I can't see the bottom of. I don't like it. I don't like to know what... I don't like not knowing what is swimming around my feet and things like that. As well as growing up with a huge creek in my backyard that there were, you know, water moccasins in and snapping turtles and stuff like that. I just don't like knowing that shit's, like, in the water swimming around me. I don't like it at all. So, I would, what time is it? I'm thinking about maybe like driving you guys through. I don't think that I can go this way though. I think I have to go this way and then back around, but so that the vlog is a little bit longer. But that year, I was like real courageous, and we went down to the dock, and everybody just like ran and jumped in, and I ran and jumped in too. And for some reason, I overcame this fear of like being in the water that I couldn't see, and I had so much fun that year. And I swam in the lake water. It was this really big deal for me. I know it sounds corny, but like it was a really big deal for me because I had never been willing to do that before. And my dad's house is on a lake, and the entire time that I grew up, I never once got in the lake. Like I might wade in like where like by where he could like, you know, right off of his dock, but I wouldn't like jump into the water late. I mean, a couple times maybe, but if I had been drinking or something, but not often, and I just didn't like it. And so that year I did. Well, we went to this cliff, and like from the boat, the cliff literally looked like a 10-foot jump. It didn't look like high at all. And they're all like, we're gonna jump off this cliff and whatever. I mean, it looked like a really small cliff. You know, like when people jump off cliffs. Okay. So I was like, I can do it. So I climb up there and everything like that. And we get up there, and I get to the top of this cliff, and all these people are just like standing there, and they're like jumping into the water. I get up there, and I'm like, oh no, this is way too high. And they're like, what? And they're like, come on, we want to go, let's go. Like we're ready to go. I was the last one, and they're like, come on. And I'm like, I wanted to do it, but like I couldn't do it. Like I was too scared, it was too high, and I didn't end up doing it. I climbed down and like got and like swam back to like the boat. I was like, I can't do this. This is too much. And I didn't. In retrospect, I wish I had. So there you go. I'm gonna take some risks in life, you know. I have a little surprise for you guys here in just a second. Oh, it's gonna stop. I'll be right back. Okay. I have a little surprise for you. A little Christmas surprise. If you guys have watched my vlog for a while, you already have seen what I'm about to show you, but I can't even begin to tell you how hungry I am right now for brunch tomorrow. My cousin and I have the same bath mats from IKEA. Isn't that so hilarious? I was in her like, so I went to her bathroom upstairs because the downstairs bathroom somebody else was in, and so her son and Mike, her husband, like they have a bathroom that they use. Like Caroline uses her own bathroom by herself, I guess, or something. I don't know. But anyway, so it's like this guest bathroom. Well, it's not. It's her son's bathroom. But anyway, her husband showers in there because he's like, me and Caroline are getting ready at the same time, and blah blah blah, blah whatever. So anyway, it's my cousin's house is so adorable. Well, first of all, so anyway, I went in there, and it's all like green and gray, and it's so cute. And I looked down and I was like, oh my god, we have the same bath mats from IKEA. I went to the kitchen and I said, oh Caroline, I love your IKEA bath mats. We have the same ones. So anyway, Valerie could smell my cologne tonight. She said, you smell so good with that Creed cologne on. I was like, how did you know I got it? She goes, I watched your haul video. So anyway, but what was I gonna say? Oh, my cousin's house is like adorable, absolutely adorable. She got her entire fireplace redone. She had like it retiled and everything, and her house is so homey. It's like one of those. It's like very comfortable. Like it's not like one of those houses that like you don't like sit anywhere. Like it's very comfortable. You can sit anywhere, but it also, I mean, it is like. It looks like a picture out of IKEA. It looks like a catalog, you know, IKEA catalog. It looks like, it just is so homey, and everything is like so perfectly picked out, and I don't know, so it's adorable. Like, it's just so adorable. And I was like, Caroline, I go, when you were in high school, you didn't give a shit about this kind of stuff. And I said, when did you like start caring about how perfect your house looks? She's like, I didn't care about that stuff in high school. I was like, no, Caroline, you didn't. You were all about hanging out with your friends. I guess who we are in high school isn't who we are as adults, though, right? But I said, did you ever think, like, when you were younger, like, when I get older, I'm gonna have to have like the perfect house? And she's like, I don't have the perfect house. I was like, but you know what I mean. Your house is like always orderly. You always have so much cute stuff in it. And you know, she's like, you think my house is cute? I was like, yeah, I think your house is adorable. Okay. I'd like to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas. So I'm gonna take you on a little holiday excursion. Are you ready? Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Dun, 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 dun. So this is the John Deere Christmas lights that Tanya and I come to every year. And I won't be able to drive through it now. They usually lock it off at like 11 o'clock, I think. But you guys see this? Can I just show you? Oh my God. Look at this. So it goes all the way across the lake. Can you see? Tanya and I always pick our favorites. She's like, which one's your favorite? I'll show you my favorite in just a second. There's Noah's Ark way back there. Can you see? I mean, is this not so cool? Merry Christmas. Reynolds, they've done this since 1955. Here, I'm gonna actually get out. I've never gotten out and shown this. I'm gonna get out and show it. Oh, look. Let me show you my favorite. Are you ready? My favorite is over there. It's the Bumble. Little thumbnail for you. Look at this. Is this not so fun? They do this every year. There's an actual lake there. They used to have them coming out of the lake, and they would have, like, it looked like they were skating and stuff. Now, if you can see, it says enter one way right there. So, oh, I almost went into this cord. So you can actually, like, drive, get your hot chocolate, and then you can drive all the way through there and around, see? How cool is this, though? And there's my favorite, the Bumble. I want to get my picture with the Bumble in the background. Little thumbnail for you. But anyway, that's my favorite. It's the Bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And see, he's putting the ornament up there on the tree. How cool is that? So yeah, I love this. Tanya and I drive through here, I mean, to tell you, probably 20 times before Christmas. It's really warm out tonight. It's nice. Oh. Did you guys like that? Wasn't that so fun? Okay. I was gonna turn my lights. We don't want to do that. Oh, look, I think I showed these last year. But can you see? It's the Grinch people. Look at that. How cool is that? I love the Grinch. Gravelly road. Doesn't sound very good, does it? One of the best bagel shops in the entire world is right over here. I think it's called like Big Apple Bagels or something. And I used to go to meetings right around here, and I would go to the noon meeting, and then the nooner, and then I would come over here. Sometimes my friend and I, here it is right here. Yep, Big Apple Bagels. And sometimes my friend and I, she and I would come over here. She didn't have to pick up her kids until after school. So we would come over here, and we would get bagel sandwich, little turkey bagel sandwich, or just a bagel with schmear. If you want, you don't have to have a sandwich, but I would get a sandwich with chips and a pickle. And it was so much fun. I used to get my ass up so early back then. That's just even a couple years ago. And I need to start doing that again. Going back. And I would, I would be up by like 9 o'clock, which I'm sure for some of you out there is not real early, but for me it is today. And oh my God, that used to be a Walgreens, and now it's a Dollar Tree. And that's going to be a huge Dollar Tree in there. And I would pull my t-shirt down a little bit. Hold on. Look at that look. Hi. There's a car pulled off on the side of the highway up here. What's that about? His rear lights on. I would get up in the morning and take the dogs out and, all that. And then, make a cup of coffee. And then I would like take a shower, do my hair, get dressed, then drive like 25 minutes to where the meeting was. And then I would be there at like by 11:20, 11:30. And then I would go to the noon meeting. And then I would sometimes go have lunch afterwards at that bagel place. I mean, not every day, but like maybe once or twice a week I would do that. And yeah, it was so fun. Or I would go to the Jim Dandy with my friend, or my sponsor at the time. He and I would go to the Jim Dandy a lot. I remember the first time I ever went there with him, I was like, I don't even know what to go. Okay, so Jim Dandy is like, it's a diner. It's like, I don't know, it's a chain. You guys might have them there. It's kind of like an IHOP, or it's kind of like an old school deal though, right? But they have this cheeseburger there that's like a double like a double cheeseburger, like a Big Mac, and it's called the Jim Dandy. And we went there this first time, and we went there with this guy that I was sponsoring too. And it was the three of us. It's like this inside joke between me and this guy still when I see him. And I was like, I don't know what to get. I said to my sponsor, and he goes, a Jim Dandy, of course. I go, are you getting a Jim Dandy? He goes, no, I'm getting a salad bar. I was like, okay. And we would go in there, and he knew everybody that worked in there. See, it's like the simple things that, are so much fun and so important in life, don't you think? I'm dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas. Our fireplace is not working, and it just smokes and smokes and smokes. And at first I thought maybe there was something in the chimney, but I don't think that's the case. They painted our condo last year, and I didn't use the fireplace at all last year. And they painted like our row of condos. And I looked up the other day when I was there, and I was like, because I had said something to Caroline, I was like, when we talked on the phone, I was like, do you know somebody that can a chimney sweep or something come out and clean my chimney? She's like, oh yeah. And because she knows, she's always has a name for something like that, anything that you need done, she's got somebody to do it. So anyway, but I looked up there the other day, and it's like, it kind of looked like they still had it taped. And I'm like, could they have possibly taped over the chimney when they were painting, and they just didn't take it off? It really can't be that, could it? And if it is that, that's really dangerous. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? So I don't know. I'm gonna have to check into that and see what the deal is, because I want to have fires this winter. And then Alex was like, well, maybe it's just like we haven't used it for so long. He was like, did you have like the flue open? You guys call it the flue, the damper. What do you guys call it? But anyway, I said, yeah, I had it open. And I said, and I was like burning a piece of paper, just like holding it to see if it would go up, and it just kept on coming out. Because I didn't want to light like a Duraflame log, and you guys use Duraflame logs. I didn't want to light like a Duraflame log and then have it like burning and then smoke up the whole house, you know? Have you ever done that before? Talk about misery. I can't wait to get into bed with my husband and my dogs and just curl up, little Boo Radley. He's so funny. He makes these noises. So Papatisas that are half Papillon and half Maltese, I think they get it from the Papillon side. They are speakers, so they talk, but like they'll do little, like after a while, like when you've known them, like after you've had them for a while, like you kind of know like the sounds they're making. And like Boo Radley will make the sound. It's not like a growl. He'll be like, and that means like, don't move me, I don't want to get up. Like if I'll be like, come on you guys, let's go outside, he'll be like, And then like when he wants to get up and he wants to go outside, he'll like stand there and he'll look at me and he'll go, He literally makes this noise. He's like, It's so cute. And Tucker does it too. But Tucker doesn't do it the same way that Boo does it, but it's similar. They're such cuties, both of them. Last night, they were all like sitting, so Boo Radley was like in between the pillows, like facing the end of the bed. Tucker was like right next to him, like so they were like this, and then Pee-Pee was like sitting up against me, kind of like leaning into me, and we were in the dark, and Alex was asleep. Sometimes he'll be like, when I'm talking to the dogs, because I always call it a sleepover, and then I know, it's corny, I know, and so sometimes Alex will wake up and he'll be like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, the dogs. And he's like, oh. So anyway, I was like, okay, you guys, I said, it's almost time for Santa Claus, which I call Santa Paws to the dogs. I said, it's almost time for Santa Paws. I said, so we have to write our Santa Paws letters. And I said, have you guys been good boys this year? And they're all just like sitting there like listening to everything I say. And I'm like, Pee-Pee, I said, there's going to be lots of treats this year. I said, but no bones, because it's bad for your teeth. And I said, and Tucker's the only one that plays with toys. And I said, Tucker, there'll be all kinds of toys, I'm sure, because you guys have been good boys this year. And I said, and Boo Radley, I said, whatever you want, because you don't really care about treats and you really don't care about toys. So we'll find something for you. And they just were sitting there like listening to everything I said. It was so sweet. They're so sweet. They make my life so happy. Well, listen, you guys, I'm going to get off here because I said I wasn't going to make this super long, and I'm about 5-10 minutes from home. So I'm going to listen to 5 or 10 minutes of my audiobook. I haven't listened to my audiobook at all. Well, that's not true. I listened to it a little bit earlier today, but not for very long. God, I need to start listening to more of it, get this stuff done. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. I love you. Relax, get ready for the week ahead, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.